Hey guys, it's Ross going on the Space Couch today. I'm going to be reviewing this Doc Savage, The Monsters by, who is it? Kenneth Robeson. So, it starts off, there's this guy who lives in the woods in Michigan, and he's hearing noises in the forest, so these creatures moving about, and he's really paranoid. The book does go out of its way to describe him as a half-breed, which is a word that it's used, and then thereafter as the breed. And of course, he's got all of the racist tropes. You know, he's mean, he's lazy, he's vicious, he's a thief, all that sort of stuff. So when he gets killed, the readers would be pleased about it. So he hears all these noises, and he does get killed, and his cabin gets flattened. And he'd asked his neighbour, who, in the event of his death, to figure out what happened to him, to hire the best detective there is to find out. And that detective is Doc Savage. So, the neighbour, he flies to New York and he arranges a meeting with Doc Savage. But as he gets to Doc Savage's office, he's murdered by someone else. And so then Doc Savage and his team, and you see them all on the back there, although it doesn't have habeas corpus the pig in there, they're on a chase to catch this guy and to figure out what is going on. So they end up tracking the murderer, who of course is like a mafiosi type, to this big house in New Jersey where there's odd things happening. There's buildings that are meant to clearly housing large things, and they break in and they find this fat guy who is basically the head of a railroad, who's supposedly been held captive there and has been forced to sign documents and stuff giving control of his company to these people who are occupying the house. And also in that house is a lady, I think her name was Jean, but she was a lion tamer from a circus that had performed in the town where the first guy was murdered. And it's funny that she's the only female character in the entire book. And of course she's a damsel in distress type, despite the fact she's a lion tamer. So anyway, the house gets blown up by the people who are occupying it. And then the Doc Savage and his gang have to try and figure out what's happening next, because all these adverts have been appearing in newspapers across the country about the monsters are coming, the monsters are coming. And basically, a scientist has developed a serum to make things large. And he developed it originally just for, like, say, animals and plants and stuff for food production. But someone else has taken that formula and is using it on people and making them giants, the monsters in the book. But it shortens their lifespan incredibly. So they have to then track down where these monsters are based before they are released across the country on an unsuspecting public. And it is an island in Michigan near where the first guy was murdered. And big fights, and Doc Savage, who is absolutely brilliant at everything, of course. They really do specify that he's perfect physique, incredible intelligence, all that sort of stuff. Can basically dodge a bullet almost. And certainly he invents some bullets as well of different kinds. Funny because it's from about 1932. And the technology is quite interesting. One of the guys who is his part of his gang has done developments in electronics that maybe in 50 years' time people will understand. So that sort of thing is quite funny. So they manage to defeat the monsters, save the girl, and all that sort of stuff. Although they do call her a hussy at one point. One of the characters calls her that, which I believe was a euphemism for bitch at the time, because they think she's betrayed them, but she hasn't. She's been kidnapped and all that sort of stuff. But yes, it's a fun read, other than the very unpleasant opening paragraph that discusses the breed and all that nonsense. I don't recall ever reading any Doc Savage before, and I did enjoy it. I think I will have an eye out for others if they're available, but it'll probably be in a charity shop, because you can see this is probably from the 1970s. But there you see he's stuck in the hand of one of the monsters fighting it. But yeah, a good little read. It's about 150 pages or so. But yes, Doc Savage, The Monsters, I enjoyed it. Hope you guys do too. If you've read it, why don't you let me know? Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment suggestion for a topic you'd like to see discussed. or like the video.